Getting through this week, I think even if you're not celebrating Christmas, there's this crazy, funky buzz going on with children. It's something that happens every year. It's in the ether, and it makes parents a little bit crazy sometimes, and they're really trying to focus on enjoying the holiday and not feeling crazy. So I'm just going to give you some thoughts and tips that we do the last 2 weeks of the year to really sort of be able to go, breathe out. All right, ready? So the first one is today, because today's Monday. Figure out what you're eating the rest of the week. Now, if you are going out of town for Christmas and you've got food allergies or things going on where you know you're going to have to either pack food or buy food when you get there, decide now where you're going to buy it when you get there or what you're taking with you. Don't leave that for right before you leave. Really and truly, that's when things get sort of wonky and we make decisions that we wouldn't normally make. So don't leave that until that day. Decide today what you need, make a list. If you have to go somewhere, you're planning to go to your parents' house or somebody's house and you've got food allergies, you need to decide today, like, what bread are you eating? What meat are you taking? Like, decide today so that you can make your grocery list today and purchase it between today and tomorrow. Because tomorrow's Christmas Eve. I'm just letting you know in case you didn't know. So you want to get that list together today. If you're staying home, like we're staying home, decide what you're eating. Decide if you're making a big, giant traditional meal. We are not. Why? Because I should get at least one day a year off, completely off. And so we usually have like sloppy joes or something really simple on Christmas that I can pop in the Instant Pot and that people can eat all day long, so I don't have to stress and worry about it. The biggest thing that I do on Christmas Day is I usually make a breakfast. Excuse me. This year at the Nielsen house, it will be gluten-free French toast. So if you want to come on over, we'll probably be eating breakfast about 9 a.m. So decide what you're eating. Also decide what still needs to be purchased, what things still need to be done before Wednesday. Decide that today. Make yourself a list. It's not enough to have it up here. Write it down, because when you write it down, you're going to remember things that you forgot. You will also be able to go, oh, wait a minute, maybe I don't need that. Or, that kid already has plenty of presents. Maybe I don't need to worry about one more present. And that would be the other thing I would say is your kids really want the gift of your time. So if you're struggling about more presents, chill out. They really want the gift of your time. So spending time with them is going to trump the My Little Pony toy or whatever it is that you've got on their list that you're freaking out about still. So really and truly think about what you can give them that doesn't have to be something else you have to go to the store for. Decide what you can take off your plate today. Once you sort of make your list of what still needs to happen before Wednesday, decide what you can eliminate. I mean, truly, it's one day. It's one day, and we sort of lose our minds over the one day of the year. And I think in our culture, it's very interesting to me how much emphasis we put on the one day, and the other 364 days kind of go to crap. So I want you to remind yourself, it's one day, and you should make every day magical and not just focus on the one day. The one day, of course, if you're Christian, you're focusing on likely on Christ's birth and all of that. But guess what? You can focus on that every day. You don't have to just focus on that one day. So take some pressure off yourself, take a deep breath, and just remember it's just a day. So that way you're not so like the wind is let out of your sails the day after. So often people build up to that day, and then the next day they're like, oh, we want you to have magic in your day all the time. But that all comes from you creating it. So don't build it up for the one day and then have that sort of let down. Enjoy every day. Enjoy cooking that you might be doing this week, baking, time together. Enjoy all that time. Okay, so let's see. Take a moment or 2 or 10 to just take in your child's excitement. I don't know about your children, but Soraya reminds me like every day, Mom, did you know there's only 3 days left? Did you know there's only 2 days left? I know as soon as we go upstairs after this video, she's gonna be like, it's day after tomorrow, right? So take in that excitement, because it's super easy. I know I have been guilty of it. It's super easy to be like, yes, I know, and I'm not ready yet. It's super easy to be really frustrated, but just take in their excitement. You know, even if you have like the simplest of Christmases, kids are still crazy excited about it. I remember years when we barely had 2 nickels to rub together, and the kids seemed like they were more excited on those years because it was like, what is mom creating behind the scenes? Because I know she's not buying anything. So it was almost like there was a little more excitement. So take in their excitement and have fun with them. And remember that place of awe when you were a child. Get out favorite Christmas books. Have fun watching Christmas movies together. If you have not watched Elf yet, and that's on your annual list, you better get busy. Your time's running out. You know, think about the things that you can do together that sort of help you sort of restore that awe. Don't put them down in front of a video while you go wrap presents. Sit down with them. Enjoy the time with them. Yes?
The more Viola Jensen says, as a Christian, I try to remind myself that the 12 days of Christmas start at Christmas Day.
Yes, ma'am.
Some of the baking and crafting can happen after Christmas Day.
Yes, exactly. In fact, that was on my list. The 12 days of Christmas are not the 12 days before Christmas. They start after Christmas, and they lead up to Three Kings Day. So one of the things that I've decided to do for myself is I've decided that I'm going to do some creating. I've been painting a lot. I'm going to do some sketching or painting every single day from the day after Christmas on. And we have a lot of work projects, and you know, I just announced a whole bunch of stuff that's happening at the beginning of the year that isn't already yet. So I have work I have to do as well, but I can take that breath out and enjoy those 12 days of Christmas. Enjoy them, have fun with them, and remember to just continue to like kindle that magic, stoke that flame. In a lot of cultures, they don't even do presents until Three Kings Day. Because that's the day that the wise men brought gifts to Christ. So remind yourself, it's not just about the day. Have fun with it, and don't be so stressed out. Let's see, and you know, create a new tradition. If it feels really stressful to you, create a new tradition. I remember when, and I know I've shared this before, but when I got divorced years ago, there was all this fight over who gets Christmas, and I never wanted to fight about Christmas, ever. So I just said, you know what? I just want the solstice every year. You can have Christmas every year if I can have the solstice. And on the winter solstice, we had a bang up time. And granted, we were practicing pagans at the time, but I wanted there to not be any fight over this day. This day gets so much stress anyway, and kids get so much anxiety and stress about it. You've really got to dial into what their anxiety is. It comes off as excitement for a lot of children, but it also has a lot of anxiety and a lot of worry and stress that accompanies it. So finding ways to make that not be so stressful, it should be your top priority. One of the things that we did this year, and I know I've talked about this before too, is we did a gift every Sunday in Advent. So it's sort of really spread out. And we've already kind of done that where we do St. Nicholas. And so St. Nicholas brings the biggest gifts. But then we spread out the gifts from each other over 4 Sundays. And it was glorious. It was glorious because there was a little bit of excitement every Sunday. And I know that even though they know, you know, Wednesday's a big day, it's not going to be so stressful for especially our youngest, who has some sensory stuff going on. And she kind of loses her mind a little bit about what's going to be under that tree. That's another thing I do. I have not wrapped a bunch of presents yet. If you have a child that really struggles with the anxiety of Christmas, consider not putting their presents out right away. Consider maybe putting them out a little bit at a time so that it doesn't feel so stressful to them. Okay, and the last thing that I want to share with you on my list today is take a deep breath, because it's almost over. Really. Like, you're going to get through this week, and you're going to get to the 26th, and you'll be like, oh, thank goodness. Whew, I made it. And then you're going to write yourself a note. Like, get out your phone and write yourself a note for next year on December 1st. About how you're not going to lose your mind about the holidays. Because really and truly, you have to figure out ways for yourself to really keep the joy alive and have a good time and really not stress about this time. For our Jewish friends, happy Hanukkah. I know that today is the second day of Hanukkah. So I know that there's excitement that goes on there. I've even had some Jewish families write me and say, it feels a little stranger this year than it usually does. There's more excitement, more crazy. So I would step back and ask yourself, what am I doing to contribute to that? How can I really bring it down and slow things down? Maybe it's a story you can tell every night. Maybe it's, just something you can do as a family to anchor you every day as you're going through the next few days, and for our Jewish friends that are going through all the 12 nights of Hanukkah. So really take a deep breath and figure out for yourself, what does this time mean to me? And how can I take what it means to me and share it? How can I take the sacred space, the sacred time, and share it with my family, especially the people within your four walls, and then have that emanate from you? I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas if you're celebrating. Happy Hanukkah if you're celebrating. Happy Festivus if that's what you're celebrating, but happy holidays. And we will see you all next week. Bye.